Hi, I'm Jim Guy, Properties Director at Milwaukee Repertory Theater. I spend most of my time backstage for reasons that I think will become apparent immediately, and I'm happy to meet you behind the scenes in our Home to Home series to bring you this prop department fish story. Now, for a lot of reasons, food on stage is rarely what it appears to be, and it's up to the prop department to devise recipes for edible dishes that both look like the food that's noted in the script and that works with our budgets, our crew time, and our actors' dietary needs and preferences. We have built lemon meringue pies for vegans, soft boiled eggs for actors who could not eat eggs, and steak dinners for vegetarians. If food's served in a script, our actors need to eat that same exact thing 8 performances a week, twice on Saturday and Sunday. So we work hard to meet all the visual, text-based, and dietary needs for each of our productions. This is the story of a recipe for a non-fish, dairy-free, vegetarian-friendly fish dinner devised to resemble fried trout fillets for a Powerhouse production some seasons ago. So first, let's set the scene. There's 4 people on a raft. They're fishing for dinner. So step 1, they got to catch some fish. This is actually the simple part of the equation, at least for a good prop department. We cast realistic fish from a flexible silicone compound and airbrush them to look like freshly caught trout, and then we sank magnets into their mouths. Magnets are the saviors of the prop universe. Then we made magnetic fishing weights for each of the lines, so all the actors had to do was drop a line, make contact, and haul them in. Step 2 is a little more complicated. In the following scene, the fishermen are frying the fish over a campfire, which is a collaboration between scenery, electrics, audio, and the prop department, and then serving and eating the fillets. There's a number of things we got to take into consideration here. Foremost, of course, is food safety and safe storage. Next is crew time. No matter how big the production in the Powerhouse, we only normally have 2 stagehands backstage for preparation, preset, show run, post-show cleanup, and show maintenance. Their time is valuable. And then there's cast preferences. I will not ask a cast to eat, drink, smoke, or shoot anything that I will not do so myself. Also, on top of the number of times that they have to consume this, we have a vegetarian in the cast. Given all of these factors, our solution is that no real fish would be harmed to solve this prop puzzle. Because of the serving method, they scoop the fish out of a cast iron fry pan and slap it onto tin plates. We opted to go with a bread product rather than something softer like colored and sculpted tofu or mashed potatoes. After some experimentation with a number of dough-based products, we landed on our old friend Pillsbury Crescent roll dough, shaped, colored, baked, and then frozen at the top of each performance week for freshness. There are advantages to this. Relatively speaking, this is an inexpensive solution, given that we need to produce over 175 servings for tech and the run. It's convincing when done well, and you know the Powerhouse Theater may be our big house, but even then, actors are often within arm's reach of some audience members, and detail in each prop is not just crucial, but a hallmark of our prop department. And not least important, it's got to be palatable in the wrong one. We surveyed the cast and they agreed that this was something they could comfortably eat for the duration of the run. So we did some visual research and then we set off for the Milwaukee Rep Test Kitchens, also known as My House. Here we go. And meanwhile, back in the Milwaukee Repertory Theater Props Test Kitchen at My House, we get to the easy part, at least for me, because I'm just holding the camera, and my wife, former Milwaukee Rep soft props artisan, craft artist, and painter, is doing the heavy lifting of the fish. She takes a leaf of the Crescent dough and forms it into a basic shape based on the research that we did on the fish fillets, and lays down one sheet that she stretches and forms and puts another one on top of it to give it added dimension. The size of the portions that we arrived at were based on how much one of the actors could actually eat and deliver their lines all at the same time and then finish the piece of fish. So that dictated portion size. Margaret continues to sculpt until we get rid of all the hard edges and we achieve a fairly organic shape, and then she moves on to the paint phase, which goes pretty quickly altogether. Meanwhile, we're preheating the oven to 350 degrees, and though the directions for these croissants say we're supposed to have them in there for a particular amount of time, because we're not rolling them and they're not very thick, we've actually reduced the time, and in a series of trial by error experiments, we worked through what it takes to get these things to just the right size, shape, and color. Margaret is using a diluted cake decorator's paste to tone the fish and grading the tone across the fish to replicate the fish skin. And then she does a little bit of spatter work on top of that in order to just give it a little more texture and dimension. This is looking pretty great. Add a little water, add a little paste. Do a little spatter. And once we get the rest of these guys put together, we are ready to bake. Here's an exciting close-up of Margaret finishing off the paint job on the last of our fillets. We now have 4 fillets made. That is 1 performance worth of fillets. So we're going to put those in the oven, and if this was the real world and we were producing these for shows, what we'd be doing next is 7 more trays of this to fill our weekly quota. Now we're going to put these guys in the oven. Carefully bypassing the cat. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes to check on them, do visual tests, and then we pull them out and show you finished product. Okay, it's been about 7 minutes, though it may not seem like it to you, and we're going to pull these guys out and take a look and see what we've got. Knowing that they're going to deflate just a little bit as they cool, I think we have our fish fillets. So we're going to let them cool, and then we're going to give one of them a test drive. Okay, now the moment of simulated truth. Looks good. Let's see what we got. Got to make sure you cut off a piece that you can talk around. It's good. I could stand to eat a croissant every day. How about yourself? I guess that's it for Behind the Scenes. Thanks for stopping in. Stay safe and sane-ish. Wear your masks. Wash your hands. And we'll see you back at the theater. Don't forget to tip your stage managers. Good night, everyone.